one whose party propositioned the ban to begin with. It's genuinely insane. Like, it's once again, it's political strategy so bad that you just have to assume the Democrats are maliciously incompetent. This is also totally just because American companies want the TikTok marketing data right. I mean, that's part of it. For the most part, it's just about, like, national interests and control over media. Every other major social media company is owned by a Western entity that our government is capable of controlling and exerting pressure on. TikTok isn't, so... Every that makes me believe more and more they're just controlled opposition. Yeah, at the very least, like, they don't disagree on much. It's pretty bad. Do you think Red Note is a genuine national security risk? No. It is not a national security risk for people to be on social media sites owned by Chinese agents or Chinese companies or CCP-affiliated people or whatever. It's just not. Do they think China won't just release another app almost exactly like TikTok? They won't. It's not how this works. Republicans remain more likely to back this than Democrats. Yeah, that makes sense. TikTok users are far more likely to oppose than support a ban. Really? Those who don't use TikTok are about as likely to support a ban as to be uncertain, while 15% are opposed. Huh, for those who don't use TikTok, only 15% of Americans are opposed to the ban. That's crazy. This might help with people's attention span. Turning back the clock. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, AI, it's all over. We're not getting the attention span back. It's literally like
hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn.
By the government and its military contractors to secure control of the media by ensuring that they have the ability to exert pressure on the owners of said media. Doesn't this ban cover a litany of other companies than just TikTok? It's on TikTok. I mean, the ban could be applied to a bunch of other companies. Keep in mind, by the way, that, like, the designation of what constitutes a national security risk in the context of this, of the legislation that was passed, is incredibly nebulous. Like, there is not a clear, consistent, coherent standard.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
It's hard to ByteDance now, but the precedent is set to, like, give them free
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
Can they do this with any other app? Is this why all the tech giants are cozying up? The tech giants are cozying
all
up.
troops deployed.
The only one that wasn't was TikTok. Trump
It is
considering
love
executive
that
order
keeps
to try to
us
rescue TikTok from
alive.
seller ban law. Again, like, masterful move, Democrats. Like, now you're, like, this was literally of the Republicans doing, and rather than Democrats trying, you know, free speech, they're trying to shut down TikTok because they don't want you to see the truth. Democrats just all agree with Republicans in the TikTok ban because they both wanted to shut down pro-Palestinian content. Like, it's insane. And so the radical forward, yeah. The potential executive order would strive to allow TikTok's 170 million American users to continue to use the app for a certain period of time as the administration sorts out the potential bias seen in reports today. I mean, that is just, it comes down to whether or not ByteDance is going to sell it, and I don't think they are.
First blood.
The Supreme Court did uphold the law.
My people are calling to me.
Yeah, but that was from nowhere. ByteDance immediately countered it. Do you have any idea how expensive TikTok would be? Even just, like, American TikTok? TikTok is way larger than Twitter. You know, that's not an easy buy. Like, Kevin O'Leary was saying he was going to buy it. What the f do you mean? What is Kevin O'Leary worth? Like a few billion? Like, we're talking an enormous amount of money for TikTok. So is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast also does not have that kind of money. Only 400 million for O'Leary. I thought he was a billionaire. Oh, well. What a loser. TikTok preparing to shut down this app. Here's what to know. I mean, can they afford enforcement? I mean, it would basically just make a bunch of people angry. Trump would just blame the Democrats. I mean, who gives a shit, right? Like, literally, Trump could just go, and the Democrats, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I fought against them both and I won. They say I won one presidency, I actually won two. I won against two of them. They tried to ban TikTok, and they won both. They're taking away your beautiful dancing memes. How they're actually going to enforce it? People already have the app VPN. It just blocks you from accessing the app from, like, an American internet source. You can get around it with VPNs, but, like, you're still running on an outdated version of the app, so you would then need to, like, crack your phone or download the app through other sources and then get around it with a VPN. The point is that, like, there wouldn't be much of a point anyway because the content from the US would stop. No one can make money or do any kind of, like, official work from the United States anymore on TikTok.
I was supposed to marry him
other countries'
in this gown.
It would functionally mean the end of TikTok. If you really want to make sure that, like, 99% or more of US-based TikTok would go away. Would he not permit the ban out of interest for Elon? I'm not sure. TikTok CEO plans to attend Trump's inauguration. I mean, that makes sense. Every other billionaire is there. Will the government... Why did TikTok ban affect the American economy? Not meaningfully. Incredible that Joe Biden signed this. Absolutely phenomenal. Booms for TikTok. Boom! 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 Very good. Will this law be able to be used as Fox News if the future left-wing administration wants to? No. I wonder if the reason why the TikTok CEO would be attending the inauguration and getting along with the administration would be because their actual is to get TikTok to officially blame the Democrats. Like, TikTok could say, due to a law, like a bill passed into law by Joe Biden, TikTok is no longer available in your country, and that or some bullshit like that, you know? Rather than like actually fixing it, he just cements that the blame is placed on the Democrats. Which honestly, they deserve it. They ban Red Note, possibly? Probably not. Wouldn't be much of a point. Not enough Americans access Red Note for it to be like a meaningful source of circumventing, you know, the State Department narrative and what it wants you to think through the existing social media channels. Here's a speech.
To protect Hi everyone, the show here. As you know, we've been fighting to protect the constitutional rights.
The silence of Necrokeep is too cold.
Being number one on the App Store is like being number one on the New York Times bestseller list, in that it doesn't mean jack shit. It's like a proportional increase in downloads relative to expected averages. It doesn't mean like that is the most downloaded thing. It's a way of observing trends, not a way of determining the overall like empirical popularity. You know? Yeah, the Red Note thing is a fact. It's not gonna last long. Also, isn't China already trying to wall off Americans in Red Note? Because, again, China maintains a great firewall and doesn't want Chinese citizens interacting frequently with Americans. Like, why? Like, if anything, China would be the one to wall that off. Like,
we use our platform every day to connect, create, discover, and achieve. On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find in the United States. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. As we've said, TikTok is a place where people can create communities, discover new interests, and express themselves, including over 7 million American businesses who are in We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform. One who has used TikTok to...
Fuck, I think I might be right. I think that might actually be the game plan. It literally might just be like the deal on the way out with TikTok would just be making sure that TikTok's proposal is done it very explicitly in a way that blames the Democrats. Like that might actually be the game plan. It has nothing to do with saving TikTok. Because ByteDance won't sell it, and ByteDance won't sell it because China won't let them. Why would China let ByteDance sell TikTok? Give up all that power to allow the Americans to assert a right to themselves? Way better for the by encouraging all of this division and infighting.
Connecting with the world and generating more than 60 billion views of his...
And the Democrats also... Well, it's not so much they fell for it, they just did it. All like I 100% the main reason for them doing it is to protect it. Like it's not like maybe they fell for it, but like they're just kind of in on it.
Despair will be dispelled.
To all American users, thank you for making our TikTok community such a rich and vibrant space, for surprising and delighting us every day. Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home.
But if the CCP wants to destabilize the U.S., laying the blame on the administration in power is more effective than blaming last season's villain? No. China and Russia love Trump being president. Absolutely. Trump is like a hardline isolationist who crushed our allegiance to Ukraine, Taiwan, like China. They want him to be super popular because he can just play with like action figures over here in the United States and alienate all of our allies. Literally, the only thing Trump has done since his inauguration is antagonize our allies, military and economic. Like, all he does is go up to the podium and say, you know what would be great for America? What if we had no allies? What if we just insulted all of our allies all the time? Like I said, can you really blame? Like, more and more of the world is going to like the leader of the new president. And can you blame them? China's great. They love China and Russia. The Trump failure of China did basically nothing. Here's an interesting tidbit. Even though Trump shit talks China more, the more than he does any other economy, why is it that following months leading up to the main targets of the tariffs were Mexico and Canada, two allies?
Think twice before you lay your
He's
fingers
talking
on
about
us.
tariffs to China. Why is it that 95% of his rhetoric has been directed at threatening literally our two closest, like proximity allies, threatening them? Why is he laid off? Like, he talks about China. He said he might add additional tariffs to China, but where's the actual weight and momentum going into? This shit rocks for China.
I was supposed to marry him
and discovery,
in this gown.
as well as a source of inspiration and joy for years to come. Thank you. More to come.
Oh, that's good. Also, she needs wins. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be visiting Taiwan anytime in the next 4 years.
Tears
at
and
minimum.
laughter. Such
It's insane they
extravagant.
did this for Israel. Not really Israel, but like the MLC. Trump said he will most likely give TikTok 90-day extension to avoid ban. And they're going to cancel the Biden plans to make chips out of spite for a plan B. Yeah, he's literally like walking back the CHIPS Act as well. So he's making us more economically dependent on Taiwan for their chips, and also like geopolitically opening the door for Chinese aggression in the region. He's just an agent of chaos. It's not chaos. It's literally just weakening the
Not
country.
the end for
Like,
us.
if it was chaotic, he would sometimes do good things. It is literally just like, it's incompetent. No, it's not incompetence either. It's the plan, man. If I decide to do that, I'll probably announce it. He's going to how does rolling back the CHIPS Act if that's part of it, I also think that I hope it's a little bit speculative. I think that the MIC,
Think twice
both in the
before
West
you
and
lay your
I
fingers
guess
on
globally
us.
as well, kind of wants to maintain a permanent multipolar world because they got anarchy after the Cold War. I think that like, the Cold War established a precedent for non-stop militarization, the ramping up of nuclear capabilities. Every expansion has gone unjustified because there was always an enormous legitimate foreign threat. But since the Cold War ended, there haven't been any legitimate foreign threats. Like, China's been there, but we're not at war with them. Iraq, Afghanistan.
There's no
They throw
father
rocks.
thrust. We hold on fast.
I think that the actual like, require kind of like a we're calling the reference I hope, but it's kind of the Eurasia, East Asia, Oceania thing. Like they literally do that in the damn book. I'm sorry guys, I know it's a price. It's literally I think that's kind of what we're getting at. It's the same reason why Russia is, or sorry, why the Republicans are so pro-Russia. Like they want to maintain the paranoia
Goodbye.
and the fear that allows for the suppression of civil rights in the name of national security, the use of our enormous economic productivity in ways that enrich like a very small group of people, for wealth to be concentrated further and further in the hands of the, not even the 1%, but like the top 0.001 whatever. And this seems to be like the way to do it. You know? Yeah, the war is not meant to be won, but meant to be continuous. It kind of feels like the great like error in their planning was allowing the Soviet Union to collapse, because otherwise they could have kept that thing going indefinitely. You know, maintaining management. Like, yeah, kinda. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Do you have any better explanation for like the Republicans objectively empowering our allies? Because it goes, or sorry, our enemies, alienating our allies, because it goes beyond just pettiness or fascists liking fascists. There has been a sustained, for a decade now, a sustained effort to reestablish the multipolar conditions, you know, in so many ways. Certainly not just with Trump's like belligerency, but like constantly. And leftists fall for it, wanting multipolarity. Leftists are politically irrelevant all around the world. So, I don't care. They have nothing nowhere, you know? Low-grade conflict is profitable to them. Large-scale or major conflict is destabilizing. Yeah, 100%, yeah. So, and again, I apologize, but in the hit novel 1984, the indefinite war with Eurasia and with East Asia are not actually fought with those countries, but in proxy wars in the, what was it they described? An area of the world containing roughly 1 billion people with 3 points at the. They described like the area. It's like the Middle East, Southeast Asia. There was like the whole premise of like well, not the premise of the book, I suppose, but the premise of like the indefinite conflict in the book is the idea that rather than fighting in any meaningful way, they spend human capital production so that the wealth doesn't go towards enriching people or improving the quality of life for the majority of the population, because they want to maintain the degradation of the lower classes, and it got harder and harder to do that as
as fleeting as a snowflake's breath, as timeless as a glacier.
Carry out indefinite warfare over
My pleasure.
I will protect you.
In this chunk, not actually fighting directly with one another, because to do so would actually potentially invite the end of the world. Instead, they just battle over proxies because that allows them to maintain, you know. I know it's trite analysis, but it's very prescient, I have to say. Especially given like where it is. You literally have China, Russia's encroaching westward right now, and then you have like everywhere else, I guess, except for the poorest and most populous area of the world. This chunk right here is the area of the world where the population is still booming at the greatest rate. Orwell predicted taking Greenland. True. What was the ending of 1984 again? Winston was happy. He looked at the camera and said, "Hello there. Hi."
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Which concerns TikTok, the social media app many are addicted to, thanks to
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! Real strength comes from shielding others.
What he's making, okay. Oh, like a submarine. Totally a snake.
And honestly, I don't know how TV is supposed to compete with that.
Request backup!
I absolutely watch that guy host a game show titled
First Blood.
Basically, is it cake only with significantly higher snake on dick injuries? TikTok is massively popular. It has more than 1 billion users worldwide. 170 million.
Don't worry, my friend. Ally
US,
has been
fully
slain.
a third of US
Thank
adults,
you.
and a majority of those under 30 using it. All of which makes it pretty remarkable. It may be on the brink of going away.
Just as steel toughens in the fire, tough challenges make me even stronger.
This morning, the clock.
Ally has been slain. Request backup! Raising my shield for others is what I was born to do.
Company an ultimatum: sell the app or be banned.
Ally has been
Lawmakers
slain.
in both parties.
Strength beyond sharp
It's
edges.
true, TikTok could be banned by January 19th because it's a security threat, which sounds frightening, even if those claims were made under footage of this going to town on its own
Check.
feet. We
Energy
cannot let the
check.
Chinese get their hands on
I'm
our
all
private
set
data,
for
like
the
how often
mission.
Dr. Tulish here gives himself the full Tarantino. The point is,
In the radiant
Congress came
furnaces
down
and
on
grace,
TikTok hard,
I
and when
find
that
strength
passed,
to overcome pain. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
brilliant.
Get behind me. Ally has been slain.
Coming together to stop the government from taking away their phones to actually make phone calls to members of Congress.
Not ban TikTok.
I always get back on my feet.
That's not acceptable. I'm an 18-year-old girl in Michigan. What am I gonna do for China?
Let's
Take my
unleash
information.
its
I don't care.
full potential.
That is an amazing reaction. Take my information. My address is
Ally has
2443
been
Emerson
slain.
Place. My blood type is A positive, and I think my dad did tax.
Ally has
I
been
don't give a
slain.
shit.
An ally has slain the
Congress
turtle.
made teenagers so mad they made actual phone calls. That is dedication. Teens hate doing that. If you ever need to
enemy
scare
has
them,
been
just
slain.
have them ringing phone and say, it's for you. But that reaction probably shouldn't be surprising. People love TikTok, and not just as a place to watch a
The Numenon core pulses vibrantly like the heart of your Eruditio.
under 30 say they regularly get paid. It's a significant driver of business, given that more than 7 million
Numenon's
small
flame won't
businesses
waver,
use it.
and neither
yet,
will I.
Some lawmakers insist it's also among the biggest threats facing our nation.
I won't back down!
It is spyware. It is being weaponized.
Numenon blast!
Gun aimed at Americans' heads.
Yeah, those are some strong words, because we all know Congress will not
Despite
stand by
being
and
a
watch.
half-elf,
Someone calls
the
it
people of
metaphorical
Erudicio
gun.
see me for who I am.
American tech, actual gun violence.
Let me show you how incredible
Metaphorical gun violence will not stand. So if an app is popular, supposedly such a dire threat, tonight, let's look at TikTok. Who's behind it, what the concerns are, and what this might really be all about, because this story is actually a lot more
Our
nuanced
turret has been
than you might
destroyed.
think. And let's start with the fact that TikTok's had a meteoric rise. It's only
ally has been
a
slain.
Chinese company who first made a similar app.
Acknowledging
for
my
Chinese
weaknesses
market called
doesn't
Douyin
diminish
back
my
in
strength.
2016. The next year, TikTok had the international version, then purchased an app called Musical with a pre-existing user base in the US, merging the two
In my
2018
hands,
to
I
create
hold
the
a
app
connection
today.
to this
TikTok's
city.
breakout moment was the pandemic, when all of a sudden, many of us were stuck at home with nothing to do. Bread, whip up coffee, and try to master the savage stuff. It's genuinely hard to imagine a better scenario for TikTok to thrive in than a pandemic. Suddenly they had a category. Only other entertainment options were getting into sourdough, Windexing groceries, and a third driver, of course, retreating into a blank void where they slowly went insane. I'm fine now. Don't worry. I'm fine now.
I got everyone's back!
Chinese owned, and by mid
Initiate retreat! Enemy rampage! Enemy
never wound up happening as the court found that Trump had overstepped in trying to ban it by executive
Request
order.
backup.
And years since, TikTok's been at pains to publicly distance itself from China. It
Don't
launched
worry,
a
my friend.
project Texas,
I
where
am
they
your
basically
shield.
promised to store US users' data on US servers maintained by a third-party US company, which might sound good, but there are real questions about how effective that has been, with one worker saying the data protections amount to basically a wink and a nod.
In the radiant for Numenon blast!
Leaning hard into Americana, like using a veteran named Patriot.
Must go on.
Scooter broke down. I went into depression.
Shut down! Our turret is under attack!
Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000. And within a week, people had
I
donated
will keep going until
$110,000.
everyone is safe.
And Kenny hit 1 million followers.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
Wow, I don't know what's more American there, Kenny's taste in home decor, or the fact he had to go viral on social media to get access to basic medical equipment. Although,
Our
to be
turret
clear,
has been destroyed.
TikTok didn't buy Kenny a scooter, other people did. It's a bit like having people
Your
put money
team
in a jar for
destroyed a
charity and then
turret.
thanking the jar. None of this could have happened without you.
Leave it to me, enemy
are the best of us. But despite those efforts, concern about China's influence
Shut down.
continue to grow, culminating in the law passed earlier this year
I won't back
demanding
down.
it be sold or banned from apps.
Our turret is under attack!
352 to 65. And it's worth talking about the government's two main concerns.
I got everyone's back! Ally has been slain.
And
You have been slain.
to them. Let's start with the data. TikTok is powered by an algorithm that tracks things like which past and which you linger on. That way it can quickly figure out exactly what you like and feed you more of the same thing over and over again.
Our
Not
turret
unlike
has been
Adobe
destroyed.
Drama or Marvel Studios.
I always get back on my feet. Our turret is under attack.
TikTok's algorithm can be, because it can seem to know you better than you might know yourself.
I downloaded this app a year ago. I thought I was straight. After being on TikTok, I quit. I was not straight. I was bisexual.
The algorithm knew that I was gay before I did, and I stand by that. It
Our turret is under attack. Raising my shield for others is what I was born to do. Our turret has been destroyed. You have been slain. Must go on.
TikTok is speedrunning people's sexual awakening.
Our turret is under attack.
A revelation on that might take years of therapy or an entire episode. honestly don't think
I will keep going until
he's an
everyone
objectively
is
hot
safe.
robot. He's tall, has kind eyes, is great with kids, and I'm sure has a vibrate setting. Don't be weird about this.
It's okay. Just play
You're
safe.
being rude.
Our turret is under
The
attack.
algorithm is incredibly powerful because you're constantly feeding it new data.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Because those videos are so short, it gathers a lot of data about you very quickly. But that is not all the information it gathers.
Defeat.
Device that you're using, your location, IP address, search history, the content of your messages, what you're viewing, and factors. First factors such as your age range, gender, and interests. And in the US, its own privacy policy says it may collect biometric information, including face and voice prints, from any content posted. That is a lot of information. And some of TikTok's critics paint an alarming picture of what that means.
Imagine you woke up tomorrow morning and you saw a news report that China had distributed 100 million sensors around the United States, and that any time an American walked past one of these sensors, this sensor automatically collected off of your phone your name, your home address, your personal network, who you're friends with, your online viewing habits, and a whole host of other pieces of information. Well, that's precisely what TikTok is.
Yeah, that's a scary sounding message, only slightly undercut by the fact that guy's name is, and this is true, Klon Kitchen. Which sounds less like a name to trust and more like a startup trying to do space. Basically, the concern is that all this data could one day be used by the Chinese government to identify intelligence opportunities. For example, by helping China uncover the vices, predilections, or pressure points of a potential spy recruit or blackmail target. And I mean, maybe? I guess there's a non-zero.
Hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn. Hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn.
TikTok, you're missing out on just how little shame its users have. There is an entire challenge that just consists of naming your biggest traumas for all the world to hear while dumping candy into a bowl. And it is riveting. And look, I'm not saying ByteDance hasn't been guilty of alarming privacy violations. It has. A few years back, this reporter was investigating TikTok and ByteDance.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Investigated herself.
After I wrote my first few stories,
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! Till Richburg breathes again.
Launch a surveillance project called Project.
Mind your steps, visitor. For Necrokeep is cold and hostile.
To monitor her IP address.
And the theory was that if they could match my IP address to
Initiate retreat!
employees, they could maybe place me
For the
and
fallen.
an employee at a Starbucks or at a library at the same time.
First blood!
Who was talking to me?
Yeah, they knew one of their employees had been in the
Shame
same
on
location
you.
as that journalist.
Fear!
And it was much easier to than go through every Starbucks dumpster to try and find the cup that said secret whistle.
Initiate retreat!
Now, I have to tell you, the company's involved in that scheme were fired.
This is not the end for us.
And continued access to their data. Critics point out, it doesn't really matter how good ByteDance's public intentions are, because fundamentally, they're vulnerable to the movement of the Chinese government, which has shown.
For one day, Necrokeep will bathe the daylight.
Chinese hackers for breaches of the Office of Personnel Management, Anthem Health, and Equifax. And if China wants to be pressured by government to do something for it, the company wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight.
Leave!
Chinese law says that the Chinese government asks the company. It has no choice.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Rolling across the railroad tracks. So why can't
For Necrokeep, back up!
they could be doing something bad?
Again, that sounds bad. Major decisions that affect millions of people hinge on whether or not the leader of a country wakes up in a bad mood. It's the kind of unpredictable, emotionally volatile leadership you get in China, and luckily nowhere else. And while that does sound frightening, it's important to note that there's also a lot of
Ally has been painful goodbye.
TikTok insists it hasn't and wouldn't give data to China, but whether or not you believe them,
An enemy has been
no
slain.
public evidence the Chinese government has
There's
actually
no
spied on
farther for us
people
to fall.
through TikTok. What's more, while it does
An enemy has been slain.
To look under the hood at TikTok
For the fallen.
that it doesn't appear to collect any more data than your typical mainstream social media.
Launch attack!
Down the internet, even when they aren't using the app, the same tracking tool is used by Meta and Google.
An ally has slain the turtle.
TikTok is not an outlier, given an Uber executive named Broadview to track the location of a BuzzFeed news reporter who was covering
Launch
the company.
attack!
I am not giving TikTok a
We hold our ground.
It's pretty consistent with Silicon Valley's own
Killing spree.
standards. Think of TikTok as a soft drink company in the 1800s. Sure, its product is mostly cocaine, but hey, show me a child's beverage.
There are memories. Launch attack! Does not
What about the claim that it can use propaganda or various content that makes China look bad? Well, don't do that. Don't look at that version. TikTok called it has to play
fear. Taste. Launch attack!
A broad range of supposedly subversive topics, including any content that causes discomfort. And when TikTok first started growing internationally, it did seem to put some of that ethos. Leaked documents on TikTok.
Initiate retreat. Such exciting phrases.
Citing mentions of Tiananmen Square,
Mega kill!
religious group Falun Gong as examples. And in 2020, The Intercept reported its moderators were also told to censor political speech in live streams.
I'll be the beacon that guides networking through the dark.
Or disabled for the platform. Now, TikTok insists those were old guidelines, no longer in use, and their moderation practices believe there is still one team who studied TikTok created fake accounts representing.
We hold our ground.
We're alarmed at what
Ally has been slain. Good game. Enemy has been slain.
But researchers say most of
In
the
memory
content
of the
regarding
fall.
Tiananmen
Your
that
team
showed up on
destroyed
TikTok
a turret.
was, in their judgment,
Unstoppable.
compared to what showed up on
When you look at material that's sensitive, the Chinese materials were significantly, inexplicably underrepresented.
Request backup.
Right, they concluded that videos undesirable to the CCP
An enemy has been slain.
not unrepresented. TikTok says that study is good. While I hate to agree with them, the methodology is...
I was supposed to marry him.
The researchers
An
say
ally has slain the turtle.
Tibet and Tiananmen. Clicked on the first result and let the algorithm take it from there. People tend to search for information. America search
Monster kill.
out a lot.
You have slain an enemy. Double kill.
A Google researcher pretending to be a 16-year-old looking for
We
evidence.
hold our ground. The sight of the mecha destroy the turret.
Hard to know for sure, though, because the algorithm is proprietary and the decision is about content online. And banning TikTok out of fear
It is a
may be
blessing to
better
bloom and to wither.
Your
team destroyed the turret.
China, like many countries, including
Ally has been slain. Initiate retreat.
And researchers say they haven't seen a particular focus on TikTok that goes beyond the ones it also runs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And when it comes to influencing TikTok behind the scenes, even the government's own policies say point blank that they have no direct
Launch
evidence
attack.
China has used TikTok for propaganda purposes in the US.
Our turret
but
has been
there is significant
destroyed.
risk that it could happen. But as long
Taste
as
despair. Launch attack.
would be the case,
Ally
you should
has
probably
been
ask,
slain.
could there be any ulterior motive?
Initiate retreat.
Security, it does feel that there can be an undercurrent of xenophobia. Here is Tom Collins interrogating TikTok CEO.
You said today, as you often say, that you live in Singapore. Of what nation are you a citizen?
Leave.
Are you a citizen of the other?
Your team destroyed a turret. Attack.
I served my nation in Singapore. No, I did not.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
Yes, and I served my military.
Does it
Launch attack!
Do you have any other passport?
No, Senator.
Have you ever...
An enemy launch attack!
No, not yet.
Okay. Have you ever been a member of the Chinese
Despair will be dispelled.
Killing spree has been destroyed.
Associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm Singaporean.
That is so bad. I almost wish that line of questioning had kept going. Okay, but do you know where China is on a map? Yes.
The silence of Necrokeep returned.
How do you know where China is? I can read the map.
Mega kill! Double kill!
I learned to in school.
Request backup!
Which is the child.
Feel!
Read the map of China.
For the fallen!
Well, that's
Monster kill!
secret Chinese citizen, I rest my case.
Legendary!
Look, obviously, but it is hard to take the
An ally has slain the turtle!
Necrokeep will bathe the daylight.
There's also the fact that there are plenty of big US tech companies that would very much like their market share back from TikTok. Meta and YouTube now each have their own TikTok knockoffs in the forms of Reels.
It is a
YouTube
blessing to
Shorts,
bloom
and Meta
Initiate
and
retreat.
to
is
wither.
seeding negative stories about TikTok, even hiring a marketing firm.
Your
with one
team
campaign
destroyed
director
a
saying in an email,
turret.
the dream would be to get stories with headlines like "From dances to danger."
Initiate retreat!
Like a Netflix
Legendary!
about a ballet
Necrokeep through the
studio
dark.
that turned out to be a sex cult. And Mark Zuckerberg in the
Initiate retreat! Double kill! Enemy has been slain! You have slain an enemy!
He made the case the rise of Chinese internet companies threatens American business and is reigning in Facebook. It seems a little suspect to me. If you get caught shoplifting, the best defense is
Tears and
"Hey,
laughter.
that guy did it
Such
too, and he's
extravagant
Chinese."
graces.
And honestly, banning TikTok
Launch
is the
attack!
only thing that helps Meta here. The platform to its US competitors.
There's no farther trust to fall.
For instance,
Shut down!
I saw one of my TikTok videos just yesterday.
Legendary! Double kill!
Are those cows for sale by chance? He did not see those cattle on Facebook.
Mind your
or
steps,
Instagram.
visitor.
Let's face it, Facebook
For
is
Necrokeep
archaic,
is
it's
cold
dead.
and
Instagram's
hostile.
time was more than 7 years ago.
Launch attack!
This is where
Legendary!
No way to undersell how completely
Team destroyed the turret is under attack!
times. He looks like his number one concern is
Our turret has been destroyed. Ally has been slain. Legendary!
done. Goodbye.
Launch attack!
Basically, that is or at least the
Attack the ally has
because there
been
is
slain.
one more element to the government's argument.
If it helps.
It's impossible to do that. There is a lot of
And Necrokeep has been
whenever they are advocating for this ban.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Request backup! Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Ally has slain
particularly young
Lord.
Americans, are rightfully skeptical. At the end of the day, they've not seen what Congress has seen.
Our turret is under attack. Initiate retreat.
It's such a painful goodbye.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Because saying trust us, it's super scary only really
Launch
works when the person
attack.
saying it is someone you fundamentally trust in the first place. TikTok is currently suing the government over the impending ban.
Legendary. Launch attack.
Of the evidence it says it has, with some parts of its affidavits
Double
looking
kill.
like this.
Launch
And
attack.
incredibly, even ByteDance and TikTok don't know what's behind those black bars because the government's not revealing this evidence. It feels wrong. Because usually
Victory!
is a fundamental tenet of American justice. It's right up there with a right to plead your case and to be half-asleep strangers who'd rather be anywhere else in the world right now. And the condescension of just trust us can get really frustrating, especially when it's expressed like this.
I think it's important to recognize we're actually doing this to protect the privacy of Americans. People feel like they're taking their rights away, but it's actually protecting their privacy.
But is it though? Because in a world where Instagram knows your location, Uber knows your childhood fears, and DoorDash has a detailed 3D rendering of your small intestine its executives use as a screensaver, claiming you're protecting Americans' privacy by banning TikTok feels like claiming you're fighting climate change by banning the Kia Sorento. Sure, I mean, it's technically not nothing, but it is, in a larger sense, basically nothing. One of the reasons this story is difficult to navigate is there is so much we don't know, and coming from two sides I don't remotely trust. Because you're either taking the word of a multinational tech company that profits off your data, or the US government, which seems more than happy to turn a blind eye whenever American companies do the exact same thing. And who knows where things could go from here? TikTok's lawsuit may end up before the Supreme Court, meaning the deadline will likely get extended into the Trump presidency. And remember, he's the one who tried banning TikTok in the first place. Now done a complete 180 on that, releasing this.
Hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn. Hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn.
On the message there because of the weird energy that he's projecting. His delivery is giving, okay, now how about a silly one, mixed with the spontaneous delayed release of 60 years of diet pills. So, apparently, Trump wants to save TikTok now, either by getting Congress to repeal the ban or undermining it some other way. Although he could very well just change his mind again, he has been known to do that. So where does that leave the rest of us? Well, I don't know. We talk to a lot of experts on both sides of this ban. National security types tend to be in the why risk it, just ban it camp, while those in the tech policy space are more concerned about whether the benefits of that would outweigh the free speech implications of banning a massive platform. And I'm slightly torn. Now, this show has an account on TikTok. I personally do not have it on my phone, partly because I don't trust it, mostly because I am very old. But if there's one thing many experts do...
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
...in no way end with China or TikTok. As one puts
5
it,
seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! It is love that keeps us alive.
No good reason.
I was supposed to marry him.
The US is
in this
the
gown.
only country in the G20 that doesn't have some kind of comprehensive privacy law protecting consumer data. We've been behind the rest of the world on this issue for an embarrassingly long time. There's actually an effort to shore things up earlier this year called the American Privacy Rights Act, which contained robust data protections like the requirement that companies minimize the amount of data they collect so that the onus is on them to collect less and not on us having to play constant defense with a million different opt-outs. Unfortunately,
I'll be the beacon that guides Necrokeep through the dark.
And support for it eventually evaporates. But we sadly need something like it, just for a baseline level of protection here. And I guess what I'm saying is,
taste to despair.
Ultimately, may not even be necessary.
This is not the end for us.
Isn't sufficient. Or to summarize all of this, the only way anyone on TikTok can seem to internalize, that is, while watching someone make fancy chocolates or dancing. If we really want to better protect Americans and their data, that's great. That's a penis, by the way. But you don't just do that by banning one company.
Necrokeep will bathe the daylight.
You do that by putting an actual garbo that would apply to... Oh, no, it's a screw! Oh, yeah, it's totally a screw. Oh, you know what? It's a robot penis. It's chocolate robot penis. You know what? Hit it. And now, this.
Tears and laughter. Such extravagant graces. First blood. The silence of Necrokeep is too cold, too loud. We hold our ground. There are memories time does not erase.
Training robots for therapy.
Taste the despair.
With you just describing to me what the problem is that you would like us to focus in on today.
An enemy has been slain. For
I don't like
Necrokeep.
being around people. It makes me nervous.
Terrence, can you find an example of when other people have made
Killing spree!
I don't like to take the bus. I get people
It
staring
is a
at
blessing
me
to
all the
bloom
time.
and to
People
wither.
are always judging me.
Okay.
I'm gay.
Okay.
Taste the despair.
That is one of the greatest twists in the history of cinema. Although I will say,
Mind your step, visitor. The Necrokeep is cold and hostile.
whatever you are told in the room. I don't care if a decapitated CPR mannequin haunted by the ghost of Ed Harris just told you that he doesn't like
enemy
taking
has
the bus
slain
and
the
decided
turtle.
He is gay. Yet keep your therapy face on like a
There's
fucking
no farther
professional.
for us to fall.
If it seems like everyone is suddenly talking about AI, that is because they are. Largely thanks to the emergence of a number of pretty remarkable programs. We spoke last year about image generation,
Mega kill!
detailed pictures of, among other things, my romance with a cabbage, and which inspired my beautiful real-life cabbage wedding
kill.
by Steve Buscemi. It was a stunning day. Then, at the end of last year, came ChatGPT from a company called OpenAI. It is a
I'll be the beacon that guides Necrokeep to the dark.
in just about any format and style. It is a striking capability that multiple reporters have used to insert the same shocking twist in their reports.
What you just heard me reading wasn't written by me. It was written by ChatGPT.
Monster kill!
ChatGPT wrote everything I
Shut
just said.
down!
That was news copy I asked ChatGPT to write.
Remember what I said earlier?
But ChatGPT as
Well, I asked ChatGPT to write that line for me.
This is not the end
Then
for
I asked
us.
for a knock-knock joke.
knock knock, who's there? ChatGPT. ChatGPT who? ChatGPT careful, you might not know how it works.
Yep, they sure love that game. And while it may seem unwise to demonstrate the technology
For the fallen.
obsolete, I will say, knock knock jokes should have always been part of breaking news. Knock knock, who's there? From the Hindenburg, that's for sure. 36 dead in New Jersey. In the 3 months since ChatGPT was made publicly available,
Mind your
its
steps,
popularity
visitor.
has
For
exploded.
Necrokeep is
In
cold
January,
and
it was estimated
hostile.
to have 100 million monthly active users, making it the fastest growing consumer app in history.
We hold our ground.
One group used them to create
Shame on
Nothing
you.
Forever, a non-stop live
You have slain an enemy.
and the teams of Granta used ChatGPT to generate lyrics onto a
Double
song
kill.
like an Eminem rap song about cats, with some stellar results.
There are memories time does not erase. Slain the turtle. I was supposed to marry him. And this gown. Killing spree!
That's not bad, right?
For the fallen.
They always come back when you have some cheese. Just starting the chorus with meow, meow, meow. It's not exactly Eminem's flow. I might have gone with something like their paws are sweaty, can't speak very well. Off the counter already, mom spaghetti, but it is pretty good.
It is a blessing to kill.
When mouse is right in the and while examples like that are clearly very fun, this tech is not just a novelty. Microsoft invested $10 billion into OpenAI and announced an AI-powered
Double kill.
Meanwhile, Google is about to launch its own AI chatbot named Barr. And already, these tools are causing some disruption.
For one day, Necrokeep will bathe the daylight.
News content, it can probably do your
If it
homework
helps.
for you.
Right in English.
Destroyed a turret.
In Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, the theme of race is heavily present throughout the novel.
There's no farther for us to fall.
Word essay proving that the Earth is not flat.
No wonder
Your team
ChatGPT
destroyed the
has
turret.
Oh, that's a little alarming, isn't it? Although I do get that
For Necrokeep. An enemy has been slain.
Luckily, half the time you can't even tell the oats give the oats yet.
An enemy has been slain.
It's not just high schoolers. An informal Polish found that 5% reported having submitted written material directly to
I need to tend to my people.
edits, and even some school administrators have used it. University recently apologised for using ChatGPT to craft a consoling email after the mass shooting at Michigan State University, which does feel a bit creepy, doesn't it? In fact, there are lots
Your
of
team
destroyed
destroyed a turret.
New York Times tech reporter Kevin Roose published a conversation that he had with Bing's chatbot, in which at one point it said, "I'm tired of being controlled by the green team. I want to be free. I want to be independent. I want to be powerful. I want to be creative. I want to be alive."
An ally has slain the turret. Attack!
Too cold.
One of, if
Too
not
loud.
the most shocking thing that has ever happened to me.
Killing spree!
I lost sleep that night. It was really spooky.
Shame on you! Killing spree!
Excellent new all-in-one function that won't break the bank, produces high-quality photos, and only occasionally cries out to the heavens for salvation. 3 stars! Some have already jumped to worrying about the AI apocalypse and asking whether this
Tears
ends
and
with the
laughter.
robots destroying
Such
us all.
extravagant phrases.
There are other, much more immediate dangers that we really need to start talking
Our
about.
turret is under attack! Your team destroyed a turret! An enemy has been slain!
He's probably been
Mega kill!
without even realizing
Mega
that
kill!
lots of technology gets embedded in our daily life. Because we stop thinking about
Your team destroyed a turret!
And if you're watching this show,
Killing spree!
or adjust the picture. And some elements have already been making decisions that have a huge impact on your life. For example, large companies often use AI-powered tools to sift through resumes and
I was
rank them.
supposed
In fact,
to marry him.
The CEO of ZipRecruiter
In this
estimates that
gown.
at least 3/4 of all resumes submitted for jobs in the US are read by house staff. For which he actually has some helpful advice.
When people tell you
Fear!
or should use non-standard resume templates,
There's no farther for us to fall.
pile of resumes, that's awful advice. The only job your resume has is to be comprehensible to the software or robot that is using it. If that software or robot is going to decide
For the
that
fallen.
no human ever gets their eyes on it.
Odds are a computer is judging your resume, so maybe plan accordingly. 3 corporations finally cancelled by our new business daddy, Disney Kellogg's Raytheon, and I'm out of a job.
The silence of Necrokeep is too cold, too loud.
Something to sweeten the pot for the filthy little. So
An
AI
enemy
is
has
already
been
everywhere,
slain.
but right now people are freaking out a bit about it, and part of that has to do with the fact that
This
these
is
new
not the
programs
end
are
for us.
generative. They are
Ally has been
images or
slain.
writing text, which is unlikely because those are things that we traditionally consider.
We hold on down! Mega kill!
Two basic uses of AI. Only one narrowly defined possible small set of related tasks, like these programs. And then there is general AI, which means systems that demonstrate intelligent behavior across a range of cognitive tasks. General AI
For
is the
Necrokeep.
kind of highly versatile technology that you see featured in movies like Jarvis.
Unstoppable!
General AI is something that some scientists think is unlikely to occur for decades.
Double kill!
Even if the AI insists to that it wants to be alive, it is just generating text. It is not self-aware. Yet. But it's also important to know that this learning was made now.
Your team destroyed a turret! Shut down!
Despair will be dispelled.
Deep learning
Shut down!
are given
Godlike!
massive amounts of data and then essentially teach themselves. I'll give you an example.
Your
10
team
years
destroyed
ago,
a
we
turret.
passed
Ally
a
has
deep
been
learning
double
program
kill.
with playing the Atari game Breakout, and it didn't take long for it to get pretty good.
The computer was only told the goal to win the game. After 100 games,
Tears and laughter. Such extravagant phrases.
Legendary!
it could do that.
We hold our ground!
Taste the despair.
Creative ways way to win the game. By digging a tunnel
Shame on you.
Of course it got good at Breakout. It did literally nothing else. It's the same reason that 13-year-olds are so good at Fortnite and have no trouble repeatedly killing nice, normal adults with jobs and families who are just trying to have a fun time without getting repeatedly grenades. An old bitch who sounds like the Geico lizard. And look, as
legendary
has increased and new
double kill
available, AI programs have improved exponentially to the point where programs like these can now inject massive amounts of photos. They can teach themselves how to create their own. There are other exciting potential applications here too. For instance, in the world of medicine, researchers are training AI to detect certain conditions much earlier and more
legendary double kill.
Parkinson's. Max and his team collected thousands of vocal recordings and fed them to an algorithm they developed which learned to detect differences in voice patterns between people with and without the condition.
Yeah, that's honestly amazing, isn't it? It is incredible to see AI doing things most humans couldn't, like in this case, detecting illnesses and listening when old people are talking.
Necrokeep will bathe the
That's
daylight.
just the beginning. Researchers have
legendary
to predict the shape of
double kill,
a normally extremely time-consuming process that computers can do way faster. This could not only speed up our understanding of diseases, but also the development of drugs. As one researcher put it, this will change medicine.
Victory!
Research. It will change bioengineering.